I want to get you guys kind of wrapped up and on your way because I know you have busy times with finals and getting ready for holidays and stuff. But so I just want to take a few minutes and say thank you for a fantastic semester. I feel like your group really, in the beginning, if you remember back when we did the egg. Right, so the idea with the course, if you remember back, is we give you an exercise that you have no idea maybe how to do it or how to really think about it, because it sounds so simple, right, to cook a hard-boiled egg. But when we kind of unpack that a little bit, you can see that there's a lot more to it. And that's what we hope this course was, that, cooking, that's like, heating things up and putting seasoning on there. Well, when you unpack that, there's a lot more to it. And that's the hope of this 15 weeks that we had together, was to understand what it takes to do these things, and how you have to work in teams, and that you have to communicate, and you have to be organized, and you have to have leadership to get all this stuff done. And then understanding the techniques it takes. Right? So there's these layers of skills and knowledge and functions that have to happen for a kitchen to operate properly. And whether you end up working in a professional kitchen or not, at least now you have some physical skill and experience of working in the kitchen. So you know how to communicate with chefs. You know how to communicate with cooks. You know what's going on in the minds in terms of planning, organization, teamwork, and you don't just run up to somebody and say, "Hey, I need this steak cooked more," right? Like, you can approach a kitchen now and communicate a little more clearly, know what they're going through, and to kind of put things in perspective. Your last event that you did, how much work that was, right? How much time was put in it. Imagine doing 3 or 4 of those a day. And you would get there. It does get easier and easier and easier to do these, because you use synergy and you use planning, and so it doesn't become as, oh my gosh, right? You can do these things. You can put out a breakfast for 200, have your restaurant putting out breakfast for 150 people, and then you have maybe a tasting for a wedding in between that and lunch. And then you have a restaurant putting out lunch service, right? And then maybe you have a function for 2 groups, one for 75 and one for 150 in a different ballroom, right? And then you get dinner service ready and do another 3 functions at night. So that's kind of what hotels go through on a daily basis, right? And if you work in the kitchen, you're very familiar with this. And it is doable. It is doable, but you need to have those 4 things as a grounding, which is that organization, leadership, communication, and teamwork. And without those, things fall apart. And so as you get into your careers and your management and your leadership areas, you're going to need to hone those skills, those core skills. And from my plea to you from now on is to always have the leadership book in your hands. You should always be reading a leadership book of some kind. There's so many out there. That is the one skill that amplifies everything else. You're not going to go very far if you can't motivate people to want to do what you want them to do. Right? So the ability to do that is your key one. But I feel like your group really shined around the pasta event and beyond. Right? You really got into your own. You found your groove. You worked well together. You weren't always in harmony, but when a decision was made, you got behind it and you got it done. And I feel like that is going to be key for your future at NAU. My hope also for you is that you're better students now, that you can articulate your concerns, your needs, and I would encourage you, because as you get into spring, the first day of class, go introduce yourself to your professors. Go be bold, right? And you can't be in the passenger seat anymore of your life. You need to get out front. You need to be assertive. You need to be remembered, right? I mean, imagine you go to NAU and then you're like, who was that student again? Right? Make yourself memorable. Make yourself memorable, right? And so if you feel like that's not something you're good at yet, go out and do that. Engage with faculty, engage with people outside of the classroom to do stuff. It's the way you're going to get connected to a whole different world. Okay? And I want to thank you for all the effort and time and investment you put into this class. I believe it will be a huge return on investment for you. You're going to get a lot more out of it than what you put into it. So do not be strangers. Alexis and I will hunt you down if you don't say hi to us. But we just thank you for all your time here. And I want to give also Alexis an opportunity to kind of say her final thoughts as we wrap up the class.
Thank you for listening to me, especially when Shep let me lead you guys. That was interesting, but I'm glad you are willing to adapt and do what you need to do and reciprocate. I'm glad that you guys were able to go in this class. You did a lot of work, and I've seen you all blossom into beautiful little chefs. Keep on
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, that's a good point, right? You're not eating anymore, still taste everything. So before we officially wrap up, don't forget you still have your blog links. And I'll give you a little hint. You can just drop that link in and make sure it works. Like not you, but have somebody else do it, because it'll of course that link at any time. And I will be grading those starting next week. So you can drop it in there now and be done. Right? And we have, if you didn't do the last quiz, the last one is tonight. So make sure you get that done. And then have a great break. And thank you for a great class. So just give you guys a round of applause for your class. And have a wonderful, wonderful, fantastic break. And we'll see you tomorrow.